Hello, Starlit Souls. I hope you're all having a lovely day. So things have been pretty quiet. I haven't been too motivated to film lately. I think it's just because life is so uninspiring right now that it's hard to be productive, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, but I thought there is a lot of fear going on around right now. Everywhere I go downstairs, the news is on, my parents are watching it. If you go on social media, it's literally everywhere. You can't get away from it. And this really upsets me. So, my remedy for this situation is to read some more excerpts from my book, The Lighthouse. That would be my parents. They're so loud. I thought I would read some more excerpts from my book, The Lighthouse, because this book is about choosing love over fear, and I thought that this was the perfect time to sort of repeat these messages if you need to hear them. If you're sick of going on social media and seeing all of this negativity that's being spread around, come and escape into my video for a few minutes and I'll bring you to a whole nother world. With that being said, the post that I'm going to start with today is called In My Loving World. So this is a poem that I wrote while I was doing my self-love journey. I was driving, well, it says right here, so I'll just read the whole thing to you. Anyway, this is day 148 of self-love, September 16, 2014. This one's called In My Loving World. I was driving home from the grocery store last night when I was suddenly hit with the most amazing wave of inspiration, and the idea for the following poem came to me. I raced home, opened up my laptop, and began to write. It is my hope that you will believe in the beauty and truth of this vision as much as I have come to. So the poem starts here. In my loving world. There is a world beyond what we see in front of us. It is available to the mind of a wanderlust, a mind who searches for more, a mind who does not take no for an answer, a mind that cannot settle for anything but the truth. A light turns on in this mind, and a new world appears. They have now entered my loving world, and only love lives here. Fear cannot reach this level, and here, nothing can affect the stillness inside of us. In each moment, there is love, joy, pleasure, happiness, and peace waiting around every corner. In my loving world, we are not humans playing self-limiting roles. We are conscious creators developing our deepest passions and skills. Here, we learn more about ourselves as spiritual beings and the laws of the universe that guide us. Love surrounds us here and enhances the soul's experience. Only loving displays of creation are permitted. There is no such thing as a fearful or hateful thought. It is here, in my loving world, where we can create the best lives for ourselves and all those around us. In my loving world, the chef is not bombarded with complaints about his food, unhappy customers, long night shifts, and a big mess to clean up afterwards. He now lives here without worry and can bring deep focus to his culinary art. He can be creative with all kinds of ingredients at his fingertips. Have fun, get dirty, mess up, and start again. He is a creator, and he is welcome here. In my loving world, the teacher does not have to deal with overcrowded classrooms, an outdated curriculum, and classroom bullies. She now lives here in harmony where she can bring more nurturing love to others, especially those who need it most. Her students are intrigued by the truths she is teaching them, and they respect and honor her skill at retaining and sharing knowledge. She is a creator, and she is welcome here. In my loving world, the student is stress-free. He does not have to deal with cranky professors, word limits, school loans, or working a night job to pay for basic living expenses. Here, he lives in constant regard of his own inner truth, fearlessly and relentlessly pursuing his deepest passions in the areas of learning that call to him. If he loves music, he will study music. If he loves writing, he will write. If he loves sports, he will learn about and practice his favorite ones. He is a creator, and he is welcome here. In my loving world, the receptionist is not just the receptionist. She does not have to put up with ringing phone lines, a racing mind, and constant work-related thoughts. Here, she lives happily as she is recognized for the value she adds to any project she undertakes. She pursues her own dreams and aspirations now, and in doing so, is more than happy to help assist anyone who requires her help with their own passions. She is a creator, and she is welcome here. In my loving world, the doctor can truly heal. He does not have to perform surgery or prescribe pain medication or work 24-hour shifts in the hospital. Here, he lives in pure joy as he can be the healer he was truly meant to be. He can inspect all of his patients with a knowing heart, understanding that mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual aspects all come into play on the health continuum. He can share his healing knowledge with others and learn all about the natural methods of healing my loving world contains. He is a creator, and he is welcome here. In my loving world, the mother is a vitally respected role. She is more than just a laundry-slinging, meal-cooking, house-cleaning machine. She is happiest here in my world, as her radiance and grace bless her to live the life of her dreams. She can now have the white picket fence, the loving husband, and the bright-eyed children, without experiencing the everyday scandals and gossip that set those back in a fear-based world. Her trust in life is so deep and pure that life would never dream of destroying the loving vision she has created. She is a creator, and she is welcome here. In my loving world, the homeless man is not invisible. Here, he does not have to resort to begging for money, sleeping on concrete sidewalks, doing drugs, or thinking of himself as an eyesore to society. In my loving world, he is no longer a victim. He shed that role the moment before he entered these loving gates, as it no longer served his learning. Now he sees the truth of whom and what he is, and has begun a mystical quest to know himself completely. He is not judged for his past. He is instead celebrated for defeating fear and choosing love. He is a creator, and he is welcome here. In my loving world, the model does not have to starve herself to achieve perfection. She does not have to obsess over photoshopped magazines for hours on end while she sucks in her stomach attending auditions as she eats a measly 600 calories a day. Here, she knows how beautiful she is, and no one else can tear her down. She already knows she is a goddess, so she can just enjoy living and creating fun experiences for herself. She has a wonderful relationship with food, as she recognizes that the loving, colorful food of this natural world is truly healing. She is not so focused on her outer appearance. Instead, she is developing and learning about her inner gifts. She is a creator, and she is welcome here. In my loving world, there is no such thing as a police officer, because there is nothing to police, as there is no fear or crime to support this occupation. Here, we call him a peace warrior. He does not have to issue speeding tickets, deal with domestic disputes, or appear in court. Here, he is a protector of our love-filled gates. He He encourages love and is always looking for ways to make the other souls here feel safe and at ease. He reassures us that fear will never catch us here. He supports and nurtures a safe haven environment so that all of the souls here can learn to be themselves without having to worry about judgment or criticism. He is a creator and he is welcome here. In my loving world, the term immigrant is a mere jumbling of random letters with no meaning whatsoever. There is no discrimination, race issues, or stereotyping at all. Here, we are all one big, happy family, united by the universe's love for us, and political borders and lines do not exist. We are celebrated for our uniqueness and strive to always be different, beautiful, evolving creatures. We are all creators, and we are all welcome here. Whatever you call yourself, or whatever role you claim, you are welcome here. My living world is all-inclusive and ensures no soul gets left behind. If you are not ready to enter this loving world, then I suggest you finish up your final act with fear so that you can move along now. My loving world is real, it is here to stay, and it is ready to pull you into its loving embrace the moment you let go of fear. Hello, and welcome to my loving world. Love and light, Heather. Okay, the next post I'm going to read is called Shadow Dwelling. This was day 169, which was October 7, 2014. I have a previous chapter called Shadow Dwelling. I am reading Shadow Dwelling Part 2. Too often, I see people on social media posting news articles that I suppose they feel gives them the right to judge the person involved in the article. For example, reposting a news article about a pedophile or murderer with a caption such as, "This person should be ashamed of themselves. How sickening. What is wrong with this world?" or something to that effect. What the people making these unconscious jabs do not understand is that they are perpetuating the cycle of hate by choosing to dwell on and share with others these perceived negative aspects of the world we live in. That's not to say the illicit behavior in question is to be condoned or applauded, but I do believe that each person deserves compassion, especially when it comes to the mistakes they have made in life. Let us not judge someone else for following a negative path, as that path may be all they have ever known. Maybe, in all of their life, they have never been shown the way of love. They too believe they are evil monsters because society says they are. And that is half the problem. Peace comes only when there is forgiveness. By choosing to forgive these people who have acted wrongly in the past, we are releasing ourselves from the need to constantly judge and criticize them, which is a completely useless waste of our energy. Maybe behind the mask of a pedophile is a lonely man who was never loved as a child, so he feels like he has to inflict some of his own pain onto others. Or perhaps behind the mask of a murderer is someone who was once told by a teacher or parent that they would never amount to anything in life, that they should be ashamed of themselves for who they are. These people need our compassion, not our judgment. These are areas of our society where love is needed and fast. But why do we refuse to help these people? Why are we so keen on picking them apart when we don't know the whole story? Instead, we persecute them so they can never have a normal life again. But they did it to themselves, we say. Well, to any of these so-called unlovable humans who are reading this or hearing this, I would like to say something on behalf of love. I am sorry that your experience of life has caused you to act out in this hurtful way. I want you to know that despite what you have done in the past, you can start anew anytime you choose. You do not have to continue hating yourself and hurting others to prove your perceived hateful version of the world. I can see the perfection of your being, even if no one else can. It is clouded over with the many problems you perceive about yourself, but I am here to tell you they are not real problems. You can forgive yourself, and you deserve to heal. If you cannot believe what I am saying, that is okay. If you are sitting here thinking, how could you ever forgive someone like that? Rest assured that my life experience this past year has brought me to this point of thinking, and you may just not be there yet. That's okay. You can start learning how to be more forgiving right now if you really want to. First things first, it starts with you. Start telling yourself how much you love yourself on a daily, hourly, minute-to-minute basis. I'm serious when I say it starts with you. It starts with learning to love yourself through your own shadow emotions and feelings. By creating a more compassionate bond with ourselves, this bond extends outwards and links us more compassionately with all of life. So the next time you're watching the news, why don't you try loving yourself through it instead of judging or clinging to the situation? Send the negative situation your love and then change the channel. Your job is to bring this compassionate self-understanding into all the areas of our society that are etched in darkness. Go out and show this mad world that love exists, and it's here to stay. The more you bless yourself and others, instead of blaming them for the problems of the world, the more you are released from the burden to hate them, and then you are just free to love them. Is that really so bad? Love and light, Heather. 2 things about that post that I want to point out is 1, it's called Shadow Dwelling, and that's actually the name of my dog. I have this adorable border collie black lab. His name is Shadow. And it was the first name that popped into our head when we were going to name him. I remember literally talking to my boyfriend on the phone. We were discussing picking up the dog and everything. And I said, what should we name him? And my boyfriend had said, Shadow. And that was it. Like, that was his name. There was no other, I don't like it, or what about this one? It was like Shadow from the beginning. And it's crazy because he's like, you can tell he's meant to be like a herding dog. So he never leaves your side. He is truly our shadow. It is adorable. And the second thing from that, where I say, show this mad world some love. I have this tattoo that you've probably seen in some of my videos. Here on my shoulder. I got it when I was like 21 or 22. And it's from a song. It says, it's a very, very mad world. You can't really see because everything's starting to, it's so small, the font is starting to like bleed together, but it's from a Gary Jules song from that movie Donnie Darko. And it's the one that's like, the dreams in which I'm dying are the best I ever had. Anyway, it's a really beautiful song. And so I got it here. And then I kind of just like, I just got it here because I wanted a tattoo on my shoulder. And I don't know why I picked this lyric. I mean, it is a mad world, so but then afterwards I was thinking about it, and like after years after I got this tattoo, and it says it's a very, very mad world, but I've got it on my shoulders. So that kind of brings me peace and reminds me to send out love and light in times of fear and all that kind of chaos that's going on right now.